Dollar Tree's crafting aisle is packed with tons of crafting supplies, including an entire section with wood items, just like this wooden plank, which I have used in plenty of crafts. We're going to start with one of them. I'm going to remove the sticker, of course, and if you've worked with this, you know that it's so rough to the touch, especially the backside. What is up with that? I don't know. Anyways, nothing a little sanding won't help. So we are just going to sand it just a little bit and then dust it well. Now for this craft, I am going to paint it white, but of course you can choose whatever color you want or prefer. I'm going to give it a pretty rough coat because I do want to keep a little distressed farmhouse look, but that's optional. You can do whatever style you want. I'm going to take 7 of these straws. These are just these mega thick straws that you can find at Dollar Tree in different colors. I picked the blue just because I wanted to pick that, but you can pick any color straws you want. I measured about 5 inches, give or take, and then I changed my mind in a little bit and I'll show you. But I just simply just make sure that they were nice and straight, marked with my pencil and a ruler, and then just cut with my scissors. Then I kind of looked at all the straws. If there was 1 or 2 that was a little higher, I just made a little trim and that's it. Now I'm going to sand smooth the paint now that it's dry and giving it a little bit more of a distressed look, and then of course dusting it really well. I am going to attach one of these sawtooth hooks in the back, that way it's just already there before I apply anything to the front. Hammering it in place, and 1 is plenty enough. I'm going to add a little bit more of a distressed look using Antiquing Wax by Waverly. I'm just going to apply it to the edges, wipe off the excess, and then I'm going to sand it smooth just to kind of mute it down just a little bit. Again, this is optional. If you don't like that distressed look, just keep it full coverage. All right, this is where I decided to just cut a little bit more and make it more about 3 inches, give or take. And then I did the same thing. Just make sure they're nice and straight, marked with a pencil and a ruler, and then cut them. I'm going to start in the center with one of them, making sure it's nice and straight and flush to the bottom. And then I'm going to attach the rest on the sides. All right, I left about 1 inch on each side, but of course you can add more if you want. I'm going to take this floral pick from Walmart, but of course you can use Dollar Trees if you have that. I'm going to leave these stems just a little long so that way I can insert them inside the straws. Just insert them in whatever pattern you want. I just kept moving them here and there, just adding as I see fit. And then I love this bundle because it does have a kind of like a wildflower kind of look. But of course, any color combination you want is fine. Love the way this turned out. I pulled the leaves a little bit downward just for extra decor, I guess, or style. But let me know what you think of this one. I really love it. I love the straws, but would you use them? Let me know. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take one of these little boards. Oh my word, I have not seen these before. I love the shapes. I brought several of them because they all had different shapes and I really like them. I'm going to remove the little sticky clear portion from the back as well as the sticker and then just sand it. This one was a little smoother than the other one, but I just like to sand them and remove any splinters and of course wipe them well. I'm going to paint this one again white, but again, choose whatever color you like or prefer. I'm going to do 1 coat and I'm just going to put it to the side to dry. Every day at Dollar Tree, you can find florals as well as greenery picks that you can use for your crafts. This bundle here is from Dollar Tree, which I found recently, and I'm just going to cut a few little stems and we're going to create a little tiny swag for it. I'm going to tie it in the center with black jute string, but you can use ribbon, natural colored jute string, whatever you want. And then I'm going to secure it with a bit of hot glue. Now we're going to use that here in just a bit. Now that the board is dry, I'm going to sand it smooth, distress it a bit, and wipe it well. Then I'm going to take my ruler and a marker, and we're just going to make planked lines. That's it. I want this to have a little bit of a farmhouse look. If you don't like that look, you can skip the lines, of course. Now I'm just going to smooth out and just kind of mute down those lines just to kind of bring everything together. Lightly sanding it and then of course wiping it really well because we want to make this into a little sign with a stencil. I'm going to use this one from Essential Stencil. I love the message and it's just nice and cute and just perfect size for it. I'm going to stencil it with yellow paint from Waverly Chalk Pen, but of course again you can use any color you want, and I'm using one of my favorite stenciling brushes I do get these on Amazon and I do have them in my Amazon store, which is linked below. Once stenciled and dry, I'm just going to seal it with a top coat. Dollar Tree carries these ropes year round. I love the natural tone one as well as the white one, and that's the one we're going to use. And I have used this technique many times before. Basically, I'm just going to make little knots, make them nice and tight, and then cut off the excess from the top and the bottom. I'm going to make 2 of them, and then we're going to place these at the top of the little sign. This is going to make the illusion that the sign is going to be hanging from the knots, but basically they're just hot glued on. So I'm just going to hot glue them to the front and then grab another piece of the rope and then hot glue them directly behind the knots on the back. Now I am going to add some masking tape because you know these ropes will fray on you, and adding a little tape just keep it nice and tidy. And then we're going to attach that little swag we made earlier with a little bit of hot glue right there at the top. That's it. What a cute little sign you can make. I love the farmhouse look, the colors, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take some of these wooden planks you can find in the crafting aisle year round. They have a larger size too that you can use, but I'm going to use the smaller ones. We're going to use 3 of them, remove the tag, of course, and the jute string. And I'm just going to mark with a pencil where I want to drill holes because I want both sides to kind of match. And instead of covering them up with some wood filler or spackle, which you can do, I just decided to drill a couple of holes on the opposite side. The beauty with these wood planks is that you can stain them or paint them whatever color you want. I decided to go with white again with this one. Again, this is just preference. You can choose any color you want, and then we're going to let them dry. Once dry, I do want to sand them smooth just a little bit. They get really dusty when you sand chalk paint, so I do want to wipe very, very well. That way it's going to be a nice clean surface. Dollar Tree has decals in many shapes and sizes, and I love these here, but they also have these flower ones that are gorgeous. The color is so vibrant. I'm going to remove it very carefully, and then I'm going to place them right over it here on the left side. Now the planks aren't attached yet. I'm just placing the sticker first. Then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to just cut right through the center, right there, separating the planks and removing any excess from the sides. I am then going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to start sanding downwards. This is going to make those edges just a little bit distressed as well as smooth them out so they do not fray on me. Once they're nicely wiped, I'm going to take one of these paint sticks and cut it directly in half. I am using my miter shears, which I do get in my Amazon store as well, and I do have them in my Amazon store. I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch in between each plank. And then I'm going to mark with a pencil to know exactly where I want to add the hot glue and then add the sticks to the back. I am going to use this weeding tool just to basically really make those holes appear because I did cover them with the sticker and I do want to see them. Again, you don't have to do that. You can cover all of them up if you'd like. I'm going to paint white the stick from the back. I realized I didn't paint it, so I just want to do that so that it matches and it looks nice and pretty. I'm going to use more of that white rope. I'm going to tape this time each end, and then we're going to attach it to the back. I didn't do the knot on this one, although you can use that technique if you like. So I'm just going to add that to the back. Now, you can end it here and just leave it like this, which I think looks very pretty, but I'm going to add some greenery leaves just on the other side. I felt like it was missing something. Now, I don't want to add a flower or anything. I do want the sticker to shine, but I wanted to add those greenery leaves. But what do you think? Would you have added them or would you have left it the way it was? Let me know down in the comments. I do love the way this one turned out, but what do you think? For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take another one of those small planks, as well as 2 of these that come in a pack of 6. I'm going to make a few cuts. I'm just going to mark. I want 3 of these pieces. Each of them are going to be 2 inches smaller than the next. I'm going to do the same thing, and we're just going to mark and make lines with a ruler, and then using my blade knife, I'm just going to score it and snap them. I've used this technique a lot, but I haven't used it recently. Basically, you just want to carefully keep scoring until you reach about halfway or more, and then just snap it. Once that, you can clean it up and sand them, and it just makes it so much easier if you don't have a cutting machine. I'm going to paint these again white, but I promise this one's going to have more color. So I'm just going to paint them white as a base color and then set them to the side to dry. While they're drying, I'm going to take vinyl. Now, you know that Dollar Tree carries vinyl, but I heard they're going to be discontinuing them. I don't know if it's true, but if you have not have them, I suggest you go buy them. I'm going to cut a piece of it. It does not matter on the color. I'm going to use my hole puncher here. This is in the shape of a star. I get these in a pack of 6, and yes, I do have them in my Amazon store as well. I'm just going to place them here and there. This is going to be a patriotic craft, so I'm just going to use them kind of like a stencil and just place them, and then I want to paint the board blue, and that way when I remove the stickers, you're going to see the white star underneath. I am using Waverly Chalkpaint's blue tone in the ocean. Love this color, and if you notice, I'm doing it away from the sticker. That way I kind of avoid the bleed through. While that is drying, I'm going to use masking tape on the other one. This is the taller one, and we're just going to use a different piece just to kind of keep them all in the same shape, making sure they're nicely attached because we're going to paint this one red. That way we're going to have the red and white stripes. I am using Waverly Chalkpaint in the crimson red, which is gorgeous. I love this red. You can use them for all the holidays, including Christmas, because it's almost like a pure red, and I really love it. One coat is sufficient, and then I'm going to remove the tape and let both of them dry. Now they're both dry, and I removed the stickers and tape. We're just going to sand down again just to give it that farmhouse distress look. But once again, that's optional. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one, and then I'm just going to make sure to wipe really well. Now I left the white one as is, but of course you can add any other sticker you want. I could have added anything that said maybe USA or God Bless America, whatever you want. All right, so now that everything's distressed and wiped, I'm going to take foam board. I'm just going to cut a few small thin pieces, and I'm going to use these as elevation in between each plank. So I'm just going to add the red one as the base at the bottom or the back, then the blue one, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the white one, but on the other side. This is just going to create that 3D look, just elevation, and I really like this technique. And hot glue works really well. Now I want these to look like little sparklers for 4th of July, so I'm just going to use one of these fluffy pipe cleaners in the white, and I'm going to cut them into 3 equal pieces. I'm going to hot glue them to the center top of each one, and then I'm going to use a pencil to kind of give it a little bit of a curved or curled look. Now you can hang this piece and add rope or whatever you want to hang it, but I do want it to sit on a console table. So I'm going to use some of these tumbling tower blocks, and I'm just going to hot glue 3 of them on the back. I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and I'm just going to stack them and hot glue them together. That's it. This is going to create a nice little ledge where then I can just stand this and set it any table I want. And I really love the way this looks. It's so simple and so quick. I love the simplicity. I love the patriotic look. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.